Hello my lovelies, we are here today to do a super exciting video, and that is going to be a review and demo of the Not Basic Beauty Sponge Duo by Instylish, which is this little set of sponges right here. And Instylish was so kind and actually provided these sponges to me to review and give my opinions on. And they actually also provided me with a code for 10% off if you would like to try their products. And I will put it up above, and it will also be in the description box down below with all of, I'll do a link to the sponges as well as Instylish's social media and their website, things like that. So be sure to check out that description bar down below for those items. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and just get into these sponges. Okay, so like I said, this is the Not Basic Beauty Sponge Duo. They do sell a range of kind of different sets of sponges. This is the specific ones I received. And this is like I said, a set of 2. It normally retails for $12.99. Although as I'm filming, it's on sale for $9.99, so if you're interested in trying them, right now might be a good time to do that. Okay, so I went ahead and pulled these sponges out, and I'm going to talk about them a little bit, about the different kind of shapes of each sponge, and then we'll get into the actual demo of how they work. So like I said, it does come with a set of 2. If you think mine look a little bit dirty, that's because they are. I have been kind of testing them out and trying to get kind of a feel for the sponges so I could give you my thoughts on them as well as show you how they work. So I did want to point out that these are latex free, which is super important for people with latex allergies, obviously for obvious reasons. So yeah, super important there. And then we're gonna go ahead and start with the little pink one. Let me just pull up. So I'm probably saying this wrong. The Reverie Rose sponge is what this one is. So it has a slanted edge, which is this bigger one right here, which says it's for controlled stippling. And then the mini moon edge, which I love that, mini moon. It reminds me of like Sailor Moon. The mini moon edge is for targeted coverage, and they say perfect for kind of around the eye. And then of course, like most sponges, kind of the rounded butt end of the sponge for just all over blending. And I wanted to say this is super soft. The feel of it almost reminds me of like the microfiber sponges. It's super soft and like kind of slightly fuzzy. And this is what it is dry. So that's the size it is dry. I'll show you them wet obviously in just a minute. And then the other sponge, which looks more dirty, is the macchiato sponge. And this is similar to like the Real Techniques shape. So you have that big kind of flat slanted edge. And it just says the flat side allows it to be narrow enough to pat on concealer under the eyes and around the nose. I love to use this big flat side for blending all over the face. I think that it like covers a wider area, and it allows you to kind of get that seamless blend, but a lot faster. This one is slightly damp because I did use it this morning, but that's kind of what they look like dry. I'm going to go jump and get them wet, and then we'll move on to the actual demo. Okay, so here are these sponges wet. You can see they probably doubled in size. I didn't mention at first when I was talking about it, the brown is super soft as well, but it doesn't have that kind of fuzzy feeling, like microfibery feeling like the pink one does. But they're both super soft. They feel dense, like they're dense enough to the point where they don't soak up a bunch of product, but also soft enough that it's not like you're just beating yourself in the face with a sponge. So kind of like the density is good. Good density. Sponge chalk. Okay, so it's super important to always prep your face before you put on foundation if you want a really flawless finish. I'm going to go ahead and use the Touch in Sol No Poreblem primer really quick. I like this one because it fills pores, but it also feels a little bit moisturizing. So I'm going to pop this on really quick, and then we will go to actually applying foundation. Okay, so for foundation, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, just because I'm very familiar with it, and so I can kind of see how it works with the sponges to kind of give you a feel of how it treats product, if that's the right way to say it. I'm going to be using both of them today. I'm going to do the Reverie Rose sponge on this side and the Macchiato on this side. And yeah, without any further ado, I'm just going to start applying, and then I'll kind of let you know my thoughts as we go. Okay, so there is kind of our first layer of foundation on. I feel like the Macchiato on this side gives just a little bit more of a full coverage finish. I feel like this, the pink side, almost gives more of a natural finish to this foundation, whereas this brown sponge, the Macchiato, gives more of a full coverage. They both worked well. They didn't seem to really absorb too much product. I do have a little bit of redness here that always just kind of shows up, so I'm going to go ahead and try and layer a little bit there. We'll see how that goes, and then we'll move on to concealer. Okay, so those both layered nicely. The little flat edge, the large flat edge on the pink sponge definitely gives more of a full coverage, kind of controlled stippling like they talked about for more full coverage. So that actually worked really well. For concealer, I'm just going to use my Kokie Be Bright concealer. Again, we're just going to go ahead and pop this on in the eye area and blend it out with both sponges, and then I'll give you my thoughts. Okay, there is concealer blended on both sides. I did use the little mini moon edge on the pink sponge, which works amazing for the eye area. It's very small, and so you're really able to just get into those kind of smaller spaces. On the Macchiato sponge, I do like to use the more kind of pointed end for the under eye area. And then just for that very inner corner, it's nice to use kind of the little angled, more narrow edge. Now, typically, I don't like to bake or set my face with sponges. It tends to pull very dry on my skin, but for the sake of the video, we're going to go ahead and see how the sponges do with powder. And I'm going just to be using my Coty Airspun. So we're going to go ahead and set the face down using the sponges and see how they do. Okay, so there is the face set with these sponges, and I'm actually pretty impressed. Like, these powdered my face beautifully. I think both sides look pretty much the same. I love the big flat edge on this. You can like set your face so fast just because it covers so much space. But yeah, both of them have worked great with the powder. It really doesn't look too cakey. My under eyes always look cakey, so I'm not really basing it off of that, but even they don't look too bad. I am going to go ahead and I don't have any kind of liquid or cream like blush bronzer products, so I'm just going to pop on some quick makeup with brushes, and then we'll pop right back to do my little trick with the setting spray and the sponges. Okay, so face products are on. If you're interested in what I used, they'll be down in the description below. We're gonna go ahead and do the little trick where you spray your setting spray on your face and then pat it in with your sponge. If you watched my favorites video, I love to do this just to, it brings the hydration back to your skin, but without taking away kind of the staying power of, you know, priming and then setting. So yeah, it's kind of my favorite little trick right now, so we're gonna do that really quick. Okay, so there is the face kind of set down. I feel like I lost just a tiny bit of product right here with the pink sponge. It's not really like, it's not bad, but I did lose just a teeny bit right there. The macchiato side worked just perfect. And I mean, like, the rest of the face doesn't look bad. I just lost a little bit on this side. But all in all, it looks pretty good. I am going to go ahead and pop on just a little bit of like mascara and a lip, and then I'll give you some kind of final thoughts. Okay, so like I said, just a little bit of simple makeup. All in all, I'm very impressed with these sponges. I kind of like them for different things. I'd have to say my very favorite out of the two would be the macchiato. And this is the one I've actually been reaching for more during the week that I've been trying them out. I love the flat side. It's great for like blending out your foundation really quickly. It worked really great for setting the face with powder, for patting in that setting spray. It also has that kind of more angled point if you have to get into smaller spaces. So this one's probably my favorite out of the two, although they're both good. The pink, I really love the little mini moon shape. It works so great for really getting in that eye area. A lot of times I have very like, they're not necessarily bags, I just have like deep creases under my eyes. Like it's just my eyes, that's just what they look like. And so a lot of times like right here, I'll have a hard time getting my concealer blended out, and this little tiny angled shape blends it out perfectly. The flat stippling side works really well for getting a little bit of extra coverage. I don't love the round end on it. I don't usually love the round end on the sponges. Well, I guess it depends on the sponge. But it's not bad. But this one I really love for like the fine detail angled sides. Okay, so I am super impressed with these sponges, especially for the price. Like I said, it's the set of two for $12.99 regularly. I did look on the site today just to verify I have my information correct, and they were actually on sale for $9.99. So if you're interested in trying them out, now might be a good time. And like I said, I do have that 10% off code that is in the description down below. To save even a little bit more money. But yeah, I'm really impressed. They worked really well. I mean, I would say, like, I would reach for these over probably my beauty blender. They're way more affordable, so if you have to replace them, it's not going to be as much of a pain. I really love the shape of this one. It's very similar to the Real Techniques, except I would say it's softer than the Real Techniques sponge. But yeah, so I'm very impressed with these. I would definitely recommend giving them a try if you're in the market for some good affordable sponges. I do want to say thank you again to Instylish so much for sending me these products. I really, really appreciate it, and I am just super impressed with them. So like I said, all of the links will be down in the description down below. The 10% off code is down there as well. And I think that's actually going to be it for this video. So please don't forget to leave any comments, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you're notified whenever I post a new video. And I'll see you guys all in my next one.